was also the member of, not only the member of the Congress, but also he was the member of Muslim League. So point is that it is going to be, one way or the other, it is going to be a big venture. Now they have joined hands together, utilizing the popularity of guys like Pandit Motilal Nehru, Jawaharlal Nehru, Mahatma Gandhi, Sardar Patel, and all the Muslim leadership that I have just mentioned. So they are going to gather larger numbers. Now India was a huge country, that you need to know now. From northern India to South India, and from eastern India, like it's today's Pakistan, today's Bangladesh, and today's India, all included all together. So if you think that it was easier to really cater a strike or something, तो ये इतना आसान नहीं था. अब इतने बड़े इंडिया में if the 40% or 30% of the people are really participating in a demonstration throughout the country, though it is a large number, but it is not that effective. But from this alliance, they were able to give this message to the British Empire that if not 100%, we are able to control at least 75 to 80% of the masses living in India, and which was a very, very big number. अब होता ये था, it happened way later, ये बाद में हुआ, लेकिन ये कि मैं एक example के तौर पे बता रहा हूँ. After this chapter, we are also going to learn the Khilafat movement, right? During Khilafat movement and non-cooperation movement all together, like Muslim League was leading Khilafat movement and non-cooperation movement was led by Congress. So when they have to announce a strike, they consult with each other. So they announced the strike on the very same date. So from Kashmir to Kerala, okay, and from Balochistan till Bengal, everything was closed. Just imagine about the intensity of the strike and the amount of the revenue and the income lost by the British government in a single day. So that's how this alliance of Nakhloe Pact can really work. Now, by putting this kind of a pressure, they were hoping that in 1919, when the next reforms will come, let me remind you that during Morley Minto reforms, British promised that they are going to announce a new act, a new set of reforms in every 10 years. Now, Muslims and Hindus, they both supported the British during the First World War, right? They were putting good amount of pressure through Lucknow Pact as well, by joining hands together. Unitedly, they were working against and putting pressure on the British as well. Means at the same time, they were supporting them during the World War, कि British जो हैं वो भी खुश रहें and they can give us more rights. But at the same time, they were not entirely trusting them, putting pressure on them as well. So Muslims and Hindus both were hoping that new set of reforms can give them a huge amount of benefit. But it never happened. Britishers were no man of principle, unfortunately. They announced this time the Montagu-Chelmsford reforms. Again, Lord Montagu was the Viceroy of India and Lord Chelmsford was the Secretary of the State of India. This reform, we can say, another tasteless lollipop given to the Indians. They have just enhanced, apart from the rights, they have just enhanced the number of the members of the councils. Suppose if district council was having 60 members, so now their quantity was raised to 90 members. Imperial Council was having more 150 members. But just increasing the number of the members will not serve the purpose. Indians were at least working for their dominion status and self-rule, which was not given. Yeah, one improvement we can say that they have given the system of diarchy at the provincial level. Now, what was the system of diarchy? Diarchy was the system of the partnership rule. Means few departments will be run by the Indians and few departments will be run by the British. But again, department like justice, department like power resources, department like police, department like revenue, they were taken over by the British. Means every sort of powerful department was owned by and controlled by the British. Department like education, department like welfare, department like forest, they were given to Indians. So obviously it was quite an injustice, and Indians started reacting, agitating and protesting. To control the protest, they have introduced one act which is known as the Rowlatt Act. And in my own definition, I call Rowlatt Act as the most undemocratic, most unjust and unethical act ever introduced in like a century like 20th century. Like we were living within the perks of industrial revolution at that time, and this was the mentality, the autocratic mentality of the British. Why I am calling it undemocratic and unethical? It was having 3 clauses. The first clause, government has the right to arrest the people without warrant. Means if anybody is going on the road, police can arrest them without the warrant. Legal process to arrest a person is go to the magistrate, show him enough evidence and proofs, and then you can arrest the person. Without involving the judiciary and the permission, you cannot arrest a person. Now, they can arrest a person at will. जिससे आपकी कोई प्रॉब्लम है आप उसको अरेस्ट कर लो by putting any false blame. You don't need a permission in writing. अच्छा, okay, fine. It can be resolved through the bail. Now the second law was detention without bail. Arrest तो हो गया बंदा. He can be detained into the lockup as long as the police wants. Nobody can go for the bail. Personal guarantee, money guarantee, nothing, payroll, nothing can be offered. Fine. And last but not the least, an unbelievable law. Right of the provincial government to ask people live where. Means they can remove any person from anywhere, like uske residence